Hey guys, this is Matt in Exile, and today's story has to do with the Supreme Court, and they put a ruling out today against the EPA, and the case is called West Virginia versus the Environmental Protection Agency. And in the case, the Supreme Court said the Clean Air Act is a not appropriate vehicle for them to use to regulate greenhouse emissions. And they have also said it's an overreach of the EPA and the federal government for them doing so to these companies, which I'm in complete agreement with. And the thing is, I gave you guys a recent article about the Permian Basin, what's going on in Texas, with the Biden administration using the EPA as a pretty much a weapon against the oil field to try to, in my opinion, trying to shut them down, trying to make them go bankrupt, because he's knowing he can find them, and to the point where it's not going to be worth them actually going after oil or gas. And similar things that happened during the Obama administration when they're doing it to coal. Biden wants to do that to the fossil fuel industry in order to try to end climate change. So you have this court ruling coming out, and let's just say AOC lost her mind. She said the court is illegitimate and that they need to be disbanded, which I say they're completely legitimate, and I love them. So, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while they make a bad judgment call, in my opinion. But this one, I think they're right on. The fact is, if you kept on doing what Biden's doing to the fuel industry, to the fossil fuel industry, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have massive layoffs. You're going to also have oil skyrocket, gasoline skyrocket at your gas pumps, and inflation going up even more. See, these guys don't think about that. They're not seeing any correlation here because they don't understand economics, because none of these people really had a real job at any time in their life anyway. The only thing they know is how to screw things up and how government works, and that's all they know. So they're using the administrative state in order to try to end fossil fuels, and that's what the EPA is. And I'm glad the Supreme Court has put limits on what the administrative state can do to the fossil fuel industry. Now, is there going to be some other way he's going to get around this to try to regulate them? Who knows? But of course, this still doesn't end the attack on the fossil fuel industry when it comes to banking, because there's still banking regulations that are being implemented for social justice in order to try to bankrupt them that way. They can't get loans. They can't get anything from the banks because if the banks give them those loans, guess what? The Biden administration told them, hey, if you actually give loans to this industry, guess what we're going to do? If there's a banking crisis, we will not bail you out. The government will not bail you out. So to protect themselves, they're not going to give loans. And it's a perfect example of what's going on in China. China does the same thing with certain industries because they can't control them. So they can't control them. Guess what? We'll control your money. And then you can't get loans. You're not doing what we want you to do. You're not going to get loans. You're not going to get bailouts. You're not going to get any kind of perks from the government. And that's what Biden's doing to the fossil fuel industry right now, as well as the gun industry and other industries out there that the Democrats don't like, that aren't union or don't fit the Democrat platform. But guys, this is great news. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Peace.